Ukrainian drone strikes have again hit facilities linked to Russian online retailer Wildberries, risking a fierce response from Moscow as Kyiv expands its long-range campaign inside Russia. Another Wildberries logistics hub was reportedly engulfed by fire, while Ukrainian drones also targeted major Russian industrial and defense-linked infrastructure in the same wave of attacks. A blaze at the Wildberries site reportedly spread across more than 100,000 square meters after the large-scale Ukrainian drone barrage, highlighting the growing reach of Kyiv's strike capabilities. As President Volodymyr Zelensky intensifies Ukraine's offensive pressure inside Russia, former defense officials are warning that the conflict is entering a potentially more dangerous phase. Ukraine resumed strikes on Russia's Wildberries logistics network on August 26, with a reported massive drone attack hitting a major facility in Tambov Oblast. Explosions were reported in Tambov Oblast and in Russian-occupied Ukrainian territories, according to the Kyiv Independent, as Ukraine continued its long-range drone campaign. Tambov Governor Yevgeny Pervyshov said the blaze at the Wildberries site spread across more than 100,000 square meters, an area roughly equivalent to 14 football pitches. The governor said one Wildberries employee was injured in the attack, although independent verification of the claim was not immediately available. Ukraine's previous reported strike on a Wildberries facility occurred on August 16, when drones targeted the company's logistics infrastructure in Moscow Oblast. That attack hit Wildberries' largest logistics hub at Koledino near Moscow, a facility covering around 250,000 square meters, and triggered a major fire. Ukraine launched a large-scale overnight attack on August 24, targeting several Ozon logistics centers across Russia as Kyiv broadened its campaign against Russian e-commerce infrastructure. Ozon is Russia's second-largest online retailer and the main competitor to Wildberries, which has faced repeated Ukrainian drone strikes in recent weeks. Beyond the Ozon facilities, Ukrainian forces said they struck the Kombinat Kamenskiy defense industrial site and damaged a Russian MiG-29 fighter jet at Millerovo airbase in Rostov Oblast. Meanwhile, Crimea faced continuing power disruptions, with electricity reportedly switching on and off for around an hour on August 25 as Ukraine's wider campaign targeted the peninsula's energy infrastructure. Ukraine appears to be slowly losing the war, ousted Defense Minister Mikhailo Fedorov told Reuters, though he said the country still has a chance to win. Mikhailo Fedorov made the remarks in an interview with Reuters after his removal as defense minister in July, only 6 months after his appointment. Fedorov says Kyiv has only several months to take the decisions needed to change the course of the war. The former minister says Ukraine lacks a coherent overall plan to win and urgently needs a strategy to bring the war to an end. Fedorov blamed corruption, patronage networks, and a failure to innovate for weakening Ukraine's war effort. He has previously said attempts to reform defense procurement met resistance from powerful officials. Fedorov says Ukraine's state apparatus is operating at just 5% effectiveness, pointing to widespread inefficiency and untapped capacity. Fedorov has also called for wartime elections, mounting a major internal political challenge to Zelensky. Ukrainian law currently prohibits elections under martial law, and polling has shown limited public appetite for a vote while the fighting continues. Mikhailo Fedorov said, and I quote, "I think that there's now a turning point which will determine our future trajectory, but it looks as though we're slowly losing. Technologies exist already which could completely stop the Russians, but our absence of vision means we do not apply them. By the end of the year, the budget deficit under our planning was around $5 billion, and we knew where we would get it. Perhaps the plan changed and new projects emerged that require such a budget." Unquote. Ukraine's FP-5 Flamingo missile may not be as invincible as touted by Volodymyr Zelensky, with Russia claiming a fresh interception. A Ukrainian FP-5 Flamingo missile flying over Kursk was allegedly shot down by Russian air defenses, according to Russian reports. The interception allegedly took place during a Ukrainian missile and drone attack on August 23, as Russian forces responded to the incoming strikes. Kursk Governor Alexander Kinstein said the Flamingo missile flew below 50 meters, according to RT, making detection more challenging. The Bar's Kursk Mobile Air Defense Unit reportedly detected the missile traveling at around 500 kilometers per hour. Russian volunteers then reportedly opened fire with a machine gun at the Ukrainian missile, attempting to bring down the incoming projectile. The projectile reportedly lost altitude after being hit and crashed into a wooded area, according to an RT report. A video showing the alleged missile interception was released by Kursk soldiers, RT claimed, offering a rare glimpse of the incident. A second part of the footage reportedly shows soldiers examining the wreckage at the crash site after the missile came down. Russian forces claimed they recovered mission data from the missile's wreckage, potentially revealing details about its intended target. Russia further claimed the recovered wreckage showed the Ukrainian missile was aimed at a key facility in Tula, though the allegation remains unverified. Russian officials allegedly said the missile carried a warhead equivalent to 1 ton of explosives, highlighting the claimed destructive potential. Ukraine unveiled the FP-5 Flamingo in 2025 and presented it as a key long-range strike weapon, adding to Kyiv's growing missile arsenal. Ukrainian forces targeted Russian Ozon logistics hubs for a third consecutive night on August 23 to 24, extending a campaign against Moscow's major retail supply networks. Russian monitoring channels reported fires at Ozon facilities in Adygea and Stavropol during the overnight attacks, although the full extent of the damage remained unclear. A Kuchenland warehouse in Russia's Krasnodar region also caught fire during the drone attacks, adding to the disruption reported across the region. Krasnodar Governor Veniamin Kondrativ said falling drone debris killed 2 children and injured 7 other people during the overnight strikes. Kondrativ said the debris also damaged residential buildings and sparked additional fires at warehouse and logistics facilities. The latest strikes followed several Ukrainian attacks targeting Russian retail and logistics infrastructure in recent days, suggesting Kiev was increasingly focusing on networks supporting Russia's war economy.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.